somebody should be the first. A message from the Credit Union Foundation and your hometown credit union.
ER, Thursday on Channel 3.
The Starr prosecutor in the Whitewater probe is leaving his post.
Discovery astronauts make Spacewalk number 5 to repair the Hubble Space Telescope.
And are scientists truly getting closer to tapping the fountain of youth? This is NBC Nightside for Tuesday, February 18th. Good morning and welcome to NBC Nightside. I'm Tom Donovan.
Good morning to you and thanks for being here. I'm Tanya Strong. Well, topping our news this morning, the man in charge of the Whitewater probe is stepping down later this year.
The announcement of Kenneth Starr's departure comes at a crucial time in the Whitewater investigation. NBC's Jim Miklashevsky has more on that and the latest on the probe into political fundraising by the Democratic Party.
It was announced Monday that on August 1st, Starr would become dean of the Pepperdine Law School in California. White House officials believe that's good news, that Starr's announcement may signal he has no case against the president or Mrs. Clinton in his Whitewater investigation. But officials close to Starr say his departure does not mean the investigation would be over.
What we're trying to do is to conclude this as promptly as possible, but consistent with a very comprehensive and thorough investigation. I think you know there have been some developments. We moved for the postponement of the sentencing of Mr. McDougal. The investigation is at a very active stage.
Republicans in Congress are preparing to issue hundreds of subpoenas in the ongoing scandal into Democratic political fundraising. The net grew wider over the weekend when it was reported that after Mrs. Clinton attended a fundraiser in Guam last year, Guam officials poured $900,000 into the Democratic campaign. Then, the Clinton administration proposed a controversial change in Guam's immigration policy. Clinton aide Lanny Davis denies any political payoff.
The president has said over and over again, no policy of mine, no governmental action of mine is ever going to be caused by a campaign contribution.
Congress is also looking into allegations the Chinese government tried to buy influence with the Clinton administration by funneling campaign contributions to the Democrats, and whether former DNC fundraiser John Wong tried to sell that influence.
If that happened, it's a felony, and people who did that should be brought to justice.
Critics claim the problem lies in the way both political parties, Democrats and Republicans, raise money. A study released today shows that both parties raised 3 times the amount of so-called soft money than they did 4 years ago. President Clinton says he wants to change all that through campaign finance reform. But big money is still the name of the game. So tomorrow night, President Clinton will attend a Democratic fundraiser in New York to raise more than $1 million in soft money. Jim Miklashevsky, NBC News, the White House.
As you know, pilots with American Airlines are back at work for now. Early Saturday, President Clinton appointed a presidential board to help resolve the labor dispute. Now, American is trying to fill its seats and restore its image with a slash in ticket prices. And other airlines are matching the discounts. But as Nightside's Jim Hanchett reports, the flying public should not rejoice just yet.
Fares anywhere from $288 to $338 round trip.
Cecilia Gustafson and a friend want to go to Europe. They're at an American Airlines ticket counter, checking prices. Seduced, along with tens of thousands of other potential passengers, by ads like this. Early Saturday morning, President Clinton halted a strike by American pilots. The fare sale followed as the airline now tries to lure customers back. And other airlines are matching Americans' prices.
Nice travel. This is Elaine. How may I help you?
Travel agents and airline reservation systems are now inundated with calls, but a spokesman for a travel agents association cautions ticket shoppers to calm down.
It's really not that great a deal. The prices have not been vastly reduced.
One other hitch. There's no guarantee American will be flying 2 months from now. The pilots will likely attempt to strike again in 60 days if the cooling-off period ordered by the president doesn't produce a settlement. So given all that, is Cecilia Gustafson headed for Europe?
Tough call. Maybe, yeah.
Which is precisely what American Airlines is hoping for. Of course, business travelers are often less concerned with price than they are with perks, so American is offering its best customers double miles and free upgrades. Jim Hanchett, NBC News, Washington.
A rough landing for a Continental Airlines jet in New Jersey. The nose gear of the MD-80 collapsed as it touched down in Newark. No one was injured.
Still ahead in this hour of NBC Nightside, why are so many teenagers dying behind the wheel? We'll take a look. And hundreds of slaves made it to freedom with the help of the Underground Railroad. We'll talk with the leader of an effort to turn one of the railroad stops into a museum. Discovery astronauts will not be spending an extra day in orbit. NASA had considered adding a 6th spacewalk so the astronauts could repair what appeared to be another glitch in the Hubble Space Telescope, but NASA says that won't be necessary. NBC's Robert Hager has more on the latest shuttle mission.
Spinning in orbit 370 miles above Earth, astronauts struggle to patch over big ugly tears newly discovered in the insulation of the Hubble telescope. Tears, cracks, and peeling, which left uncovered, could cause the $2 billion instrument to overheat and fail. And since finding the tears had been a surprise over the weekend, astronauts Gregory Harbaugh and Joe Tenner had to use makeshift equipment and a makeshift plan. Carefully, they unfolded sheets of metallic insulation which had been stored aboard their space shuttle and fastened them with whatever could be found, wire, rope, and alligator clips. Not perfect, but thought to be enough to protect the telescope until the next servicing mission 2 years from now. A telescope which has already captured stunning images from deeper in space than ever before. The birth of stars, the death of others, the confirmation of black holes which defy rules of physics. But the best is yet to come. Could there be life on other planets in other solar systems? And what's the age of the universe? Just some of the unsettled questions that make it vital to be sure the telescope's protected.
The telescope was designed to last to the year 2005, and I think with this kind of maintenance, it'll go well past 2005.
Thanks to some metallic sheets and rope, wire, and alligator clips. Tonight, a $2 billion investment seems secured, along with its promise to revolutionize what we know of our universe. Robert Hager, NBC News, Washington.
Clinton administration officials are watching reports that Chinese leader Deng Xiaoping is very ill. A Hong Kong newspaper reported over the weekend that the 92-year-old leader suffered a brain hemorrhage, but China's cabinet disputes the report. Deng, the patriarch of the Communist Party, has not been seen in public for more than 3 years.
Madeleine Albright continues her first overseas trip as Secretary of State. She visits NATO headquarters in Brussels today as part of a 9-nation tour. Tensions between North and South Korea will no doubt be one of the biggest hurdles of the trip. NBC's Andrea Mitchell reports.
She calls it the Albright Express, a whirlwind trip to iron out disagreements over how to expand NATO. But Madeleine Albright's first potential crisis is 5,000 miles away in Beijing. The 10th standoff between North and South Korea about the defection of this man, Wang Zhangyup, an insider so powerful U.S. officials call him the conscience of North Korea's Communist Party. Barricaded in South Korea's Beijing embassy since last week, with China's government caught in the middle. In Germany, the Korean crisis was the first question Albright was asked.
Obviously, we are concerned about events on the Korean Peninsula, and they just underline the importance of trying to establish a dialogue between North and South Korea.
For its part, South Korea went on high alert after suspected North Korean agents tried to kill another high-profile defector this weekend, a nephew of the former wife of North Korea's leader. 10,000 police and troops searched for the suspects. The latest defection comes as North Korea approaches economic collapse and deals with a severe famine. Albright herself will be in South Korea at the end of the week. Besides getting North and South Korea to negotiate a peace treaty, her top priority is keeping North Korea from building any more nuclear weapons. But those priorities keep on getting derailed by incidents such as a North Korean submarine which dropped agents in the South last year, and now the defection and standoff in Beijing. U.S. officials would like to see the standoff resolved peacefully, but would not mind if it takes a while, because it could be a way to get China more involved in mediating between North and South Korea, and ultimately to get the two Koreas to deal with each other. Andrea Mitchell, NBC News, Paris.
Got a question for you. Who would you say has been our nation's best president? Well, a new book out called Rating the Presidents ranks the commanders-in-chief in order of greatness based on everything from crisis management to character to integrity. And the top 5 are Abraham Lincoln, Franklin D. Roosevelt, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Theodore Roosevelt. President Clinton ranked 23 overall and 38th in character and integrity. He's just 1 below George Bush and 4 below Jimmy Carter, who ranked at 19. Ronald Reagan ranked lower at 26th, and in 32nd place, Richard Nixon. Nixon, by the way, placed last on the issue of character. President Warren Harding, who led a scandal-plagued administration, ranked last overall.
Well, an important event in American Black history will be showcased in Cincinnati. We'll tell you about the plans for a special museum and learning center next.
And later, what scientists are learning about the aging process and how it may help all of us live longer.
All day long, I'm in the sun. I swim 50 laps a day. But the things I like don't always make my skin happy.
Now there's a new body wash from Dove. Ultra Moisturizing Body Wash. We've doubled the moisturizer to give you smoother skin than ever before.
My skin feels softer. It's a delicious feeling. It wakes up my sensual side.
Ultra Moisturizing Body Wash with double the moisturizer. New from Dove.
Like proper diet and exercise, Craftmatic beds help your body feel better. For watching TV, reading, sewing, or just putting your feet up and relaxing. You can't beat a Craftmatic adjustable bed. Yet Craftmatic Model 2 beds are inexpensive. Call toll-free to get free information by mail about Craftmatic. Call for this important information now.
Call toll-free 1-800-718-5959.
All the mirrors in my house were like from here, and what do I need to see the rest of my body for? I was fat. I decided to change my life. I lost over 50 pounds on the Slim Fast plan. The energy went through the roof. Shake for breakfast, shake for lunch, delicious. It's the only thing that worked for me.
Now with 23 vitamins and minerals, protein, calcium, fiber, all the balanced nutrition like a healthy meal.
I know I look good. That's the confidence that I have now.
Slim Fast, balanced nutrition for a healthy life.
It's my miracle.
Imagine your feet are under attack, not by one flesh-eating predator, but many, in a feeding frenzy. That's athlete's foot. You can't just kill some. You need a potent weapon to kill them all. Lotramin AF. Full prescription strength medicine. The brand doctors recommend more than Desinex and Mycotin. Lotramin AF is so deadly precise. It doesn't just kill some, it kills them all. Get Lotramin AF, the killer cure.